The small school approach makes a world of difference for struggling kids. The small school approach brings a family atmosphere to struggling kids. It brings that one-on-one intervention that students may not typically get in a large comprehensive high school. It brings a nurturing relationship. It brings the ability for us as educators. It brings us an opportunity to actually find out what are those specific deficiencies that students have, what are those areas that need to be targeted, what interventions can we actually put in place, and because of the small schools, we're able to almost tailor-make an academic plan per student to help them, which is something that typically you can't get in a large comprehensive high school.
Osborne College Preparatory Academy is one of the small schools here at the Osborne Educational Complex. We're moving into next year our 4th year of existence. We currently have about 290 students. Next year we plan to have at least 390 students. Basically what we prepare our students for is college and career readiness with an emphasis on inquiry-based instruction, as well as preparing students to be good critical thinkers.
The way we cultivate our small schools is we do it in a wraparound service. So we don't just treat the student, we treat the family. So if there are issues at home, ultimately that means that there are probably going to be issues in school, with the students. So we try to provide whatever services we can to those families. We reach out to our community partners, to United Way, to Skillman, Black Family Development, NSO, to a lot of our organizations who offer services not just for the students, but who offer services for the family as well as for the community as a whole. And we bring them together so that we can take a holistic approach to trying to help the student, because we know if we can help the family, then we can help the student to succeed.
When you look at attendance trends, usually the sophomore year from the freshman year, there's usually a big significant drop in attendance. We've been able to maintain that. With our current 11th graders, we have an 82% on target graduation rate. With our 10th graders, we have 75. And with our current 9th graders, we have 95. So right there it says that it's working, and I think a lot of it again has to do with our approaches, us being staff being aware of what our students are going through, getting to know what motivates our students, what don't motivate our students, things that we need to bring to the table to get them to understand why education is so important, why career readiness is important, why college readiness is important. And as far as college readiness, understanding that it's okay to get to college, but we want to take it further. We want you to graduate from college. And when you graduate from college, we want you to have a clear understanding what talents and skills you have so that you can begin building a career.
Well, one thing I can say is that you can ask the students and you can ask the families, and I think that they would attest to everything that I've said, that they wouldn't want to be any place but where they are right now in the small schools. They recognize the benefits of being in a small school. We look at data attendance, we look at grades, we look at graduation rates, we look at test scores, we look at our behavioral issues, we look at the interventions that we put into the schools to see whether they work or not. So we use all those entities to see from where we started to where we are right now. We look at the students who come to us with a plethora of issues, and we look at the interventions that we put into place, for that student, and then we look to see what gains have they made. Maybe they came with behavioral issues. Well, if we put interventions in place through our partnerships, have we actually been able to lessen those incidences? Kids who come to us as struggling readers, and we put some of our literacy intervention programs in place, have we seen any grade gains? Have we seen any test scores go up? So we look at all of those things, and we talk to the kids. We talk to them to see what is it that we can do to better help you. What is it that we can do to better help your family? Because if we can reach the family, then we can reach the child. And if we can reach the child, then our goals have been met.
The school deals with urban farming, school gardening. We also do the designing of different artwork. Also, our students it's a college prep academic curriculum school, and most of our students, it's almost like a 3-track school. We have some of our honor students there, and then we have some just the potential of others that are there in the middle of the regular, and then we have our at-risk students as well. And so we work at all those 3 tracks to make sure that they go and pretty much succeed and go into college or post-secondary curriculum or post-secondary work. Pretty much, I believe when I first got there, because I am actually the third principal, so the school initially had 2 principals the first year. I came in on the second. This is now the 3rd year of the whole school as it is. So it's been doing a lot of trimming down and tweaking and trying to get it all together. So, but I'm glad that it's such a small school that you can do that. My clientele is truly what the theme is coming toward, and kids know that we do a lot of in the dirt. A lot of people come to us like Green of Detroit. We also have some other people are designing, planning to do some strategic planning with us as far as farming. We had a farm about last year. We had the greenhouses up, but we put them down, took them down. Now we got to put them right back up. So now we have this new grant initiative that we're actually going to do a school garden, right, and maybe mobile as well. As far as planting and then eating our vegetables after that, a healthy use. So I'm trying to turn the whole DTE, as I call it, Evergreen, into a healthier you in physical fitness. When we do our gardening, turn it into something to help with the girls and help with the boys, what have you. So it's that First Lady Michelle Obama initiative of a healthier you. So that's where I'm moving slowly toward. In that arena of getting kids into fitness and eating healthy and eating right. So Evergreen is turning into something else in that aspect. So that's what I'm working toward.
We have a lot of families who come to us who are homeless, students that may not have clothing, families that have had shut-off notices for utilities, and because of the partnerships that we've developed with different community organizations, we're able to go to them and talk to them about these issues and actually, gain the help and assistance that we need in order to get that family back up and running into a sense of normalcy so we can get the student back on track and in school.
One of the things that I can say this particular school year for these students, because for the most part all of them have been there all 4 years in Osborne when they first implemented the small school model, they've had an opportunity to grow as a close-knit group of individuals and build some relationships with their teachers, probably getting that one-on-one or individualized attention that they probably could not get if they were in a regular comprehensive high school with 200 to 300 seniors, which is the norm for a graduating class. So I think it has helped the students at least begin to realize that there are people out there that do care and allow them to get that attention and that extra push so that they can be successful this school year and beyond graduation.
We know our kids. We have the 3 tracks. We know our honor students and what they can do. And we know the midpoint right there, the ones that just need a little push. And then we have our at-risk students that may not know, but we have teachers there to support them. And the small schools does just that. You get to know your kids. So as opposed to something of comprehensive, because I came from a comprehensive setting, you knew a little bit about them, but not much. Only that what you heard from the teacher, but you actually get to know the kids, but you're in the hallway. So the small school approach really does work, because you actually can hone in. Like, I know you, who you are, your mom. I know what you like, what you don't like. I know what you're interested in, and so I can get people toward you and bring people, sponsors, toward in that arena to help you do that.
Actually, I think it's easy for the partners because you're dealing with a smaller number of students, a smaller number of families. So partners actually have an opportunity to get to know these kids one-on-one. These kids are not just a face or not just a number, but they literally have become part of the entire family. So our partners are not just a list of names. Our partners are in our schools. Our partners know our students. They actually have become part of the culture that we have built with our kids and with our families. So I think from a partnership standpoint, I think the partners really recognize that because the small schools are there, they're actually able to see their work actually manifest itself even greater than it would, on a larger scale.
But the best measurement is to go to ask the students, do a survey and ask them how they feel about it. I just believe that if you talk to the students like you're talking to me or interview them, they can be real with you about what they believe the small schools have done. And of course you got your data, you got your report cards and what have you, but actually just to see how this is something different. Still, parents to this day come into the school, kids from other comprehensive and traditional schools come in and say, what is this? Why do we have 4 schools in this building? I don't understand why I can't go over here, you know, this. So it's a different switch, a mindset change. We're changing like a whole community in this area to something different, not traditional. So it takes time. I think some of the kids that are in this school they are our best PR. They have to tell others about our school and explain it to other people, and it's kind of difficult for people to get the concept, but once they're in it, they love it. The kids seem to, you know, when they leave here, they want to come back, you know, so it's a family-oriented, it's connectedness. So I think that's what wins everybody over.
Well, one of the things that the staff and I decided, because we have 12th grade students and a lot of them were below grade level in a lot of different areas where they didn't score that high on the ACT and the MME, we decided to focus on some basic fundamental skills that we know they would need in order to be successful when they left school. And so we have focused on the writing piece and increasing reading comprehension as well as social skills. And so one of the things that we're using to measure that is how it's not necessarily paper and pencil, but we're looking at how open the students are in terms of discussing, you know, their opinions. Are they able to articulate them without cussing and being derogatory? And so we've seen some growth in that. We've also looked at how the students have interacted with individuals who come into our building to offer scholarships or opportunities for them, and we've had a commitment from about 100 of our students to a secondary, post-secondary institution or program. So we know that we have made some strides, because the students at the beginning weren't necessarily talking about college or doing anything after high school, but now we know for a fact we have 100 committed to doing something out of 121 students. And so we know we have seen some growth with those students.
With this, we have mentors there every day or every other day, and they have swing shifts or however you want to say, come on Monday or Wednesday, and they actually see these people all the time. So it's almost like they're part of the staff, and they have an opportunity to talk to them and, you know, develop some other things that they didn't on hand. So you can just say that we assume at a comprehensive high school things are already in place with that student, and sometimes it's not. That's why the small school concept works, because some of those things are not there, and some kids are still sitting in comprehensive high schools that need to be in a small school so they can get those things to move on. But I don't think the word is out as much as it should be. This is like almost like a kept secret or what have you. So like I said, my kids leave and go to somewhere else, they want to come back. They really want to come back, because we focus on you. We know your name, your first day, we know what's going on with you. I mean, it's almost like an IEP, or, you know, we know your chart like in back of hand. Like, you know you can't have that to eat. You know, I mean, that type of stuff. That's how pinpointed it is personally.
With Our Life in the D, one of my students, Letty Ann Miller, is an active member. And from Our Life in the D, she has truly enhanced her writing skills, her reading skills, and also her research skills. Our Life in the D has given the students an opportunity to research just things about Detroit that they may not have known about before. And they bring those ideas and those thoughts back to the schools, and they dialogue with the students about them. They write articles about them. So it has really given the students in particular, for my student, it has really given her an outlet to her everyday life. And I know because of Our Life in the D, she wants to actually go into journalism. I really wish more students would go into Our Life in the D, because I think that it enhances what we do on the academic side with research and writing and the entire literacy development. So if there is another organization that the students can really, really benefit from, it definitely would be Our Life in the D.